Good morning and welcome back, and welcome to another amazing wine recipe. Here today we are going to be making a sticky toffee pudding wine. This wine is complex, it's deep, it's perfect for Christmas. This is that delicious, heavy, succulent dessert pudding in a wine bottle and then in your glass. And you are going to love it. So if you're going to make one wine now ready for Christmas, I suggest this is the wine you made today. There are 3 different types of sugar going into this wine. So the first thing we need to prepare is a sugar base. So grab yourself a clean, sterilised, sanitised fermentation bucket. One I prepared earlier on this morning. And now the first sugar type that we're going to add is some honey. Honey brings out that rich stickiness to the wine. Now this isn't a mead because we're using half sugar and half honey. The honey does really help to bring out that sweetness, that robustness that the sticky toffee pudding has, that tingle and that taste bud, that rich fullness. So grab yourself 1 pound or half a kilogram of honey. You can use either runny honey or set honey. It doesn't make a great deal of difference to the wine at all. Whatever you can get your hands on. And in general terms, the higher the quality of the honey, the higher the quality of the finished product. But there again, if you want to use El Cheapo variety, it does the job perfectly well. So don't feel you have to go and buy 20-year-old Manuka honey or anything like that. It's not really worth it in my opinion. So your 1 pound pot of honey goes into your fermenter. With your honey added, the next step is to add your brown sugar. You can use any type of sugar you want to, but I do find that brown sugar, whether that's Demerara or Muscovado sugar, works the best. Again, it brings out that treacle, that syrupy, that rich, dense flavour to the sticky toffee pudding wine. So I'm just using dark brown sugar. 500 grams to match your 1 pound of honey. And that gets poured in straight on top of the honey. And the next sugar type you want to be adding to the sticky toffee pudding wine is 2 big spoonfuls of treacle. Ideally you want to use black treacle, but if you only have molasses or golden syrup, you can use that. The black treacle gives the sticky toffee pudding its classic sticky toffee puddingness. So 2 big spoonfuls into your fermenter on top of your honey and your brown sugar. Awesome stuff. Then on top of your 3 sugar types, you want to pour over 2 litres of near boiling water. This is going to dissolve the honey and the sugar and the treacle and get all mixed into a fantastic rich syrup. And give it a really good stir. If you're using set honey as I am, it may need a bit of a good stir. Get it all mixed in and dissolved. The aroma coming off your bucket is divine. It's sticky toffee pudding. It's that rich caramel sauce, that toffee sauce. But now we need to add a few more things to make it sticky toffee pudding classic drink in a glass. Fantastic. Right then, so first thing we want to add the juice of 1 orange and also the juice of a lemon. The acidity of the citrus fruit really helps to combat all that sweetness, and it also gives the honey some acidity to work with to help it ferment better. So I'm going to chop my lemon and my orange, shove the juice in there, and also the flesh of the orange and the lemon as well. And now for the next main ingredient that we need to add to the sticky toffee pudding wine is some dates. And I'm just using 500 grams of pitted dates from the baking section of my local shop. Some dates come covered in a preservative, a type of oil, which may prevent the yeast from working thoroughly. But generally, the amount of preservative on dried fruit, be that raisins or dates, isn't enough to really slow your yeast down, especially if you use a good quality wine yeast. They are designed these days to be really effective, so don't worry too much about the preservatives on dried fruits. So grab your 500 grams of dates and add them to the mix. Then once those dates are in and all your main ingredients are included and it's smelling divine and looking rich, treaclish, dark, sticky toffee pudding-like, you want to top up to the 5 litre mark with cold water. When that mix is suitably cool, which mine is now, you can add your yeast. Now, I am going to be using a mead yeast by Loof because their mead yeast is exceptional at helping to ferment honey. But you can use any type of yeast you like. Now, this is quite a high sugar wine, so if you can use a wine yeast that does have a slightly higher alcohol tolerance, it will give you a stronger wine, up to about 17.5 to 18%. So it will be that dessert wine, that really strong, really sweet, really, well, sticky toffee pudding in a wine glass. So sprinkle in your desired chosen wine yeast to the mix. Then you want to put a lid onto your fermenter and let it stand in a warm place for a week. Keep an eye on it, give it a good stir every so often, and you will be amazed at the aroma it gives off. In a week's time, we can come back here and carry on with the next stage. So I'll be back in 1 second now. Good morning and welcome back. 5 days have passed since I started my divine sticky toffee pudding. It is looking awesome. It's been bubbling, it's been fermenting, it's been kept warm, and I've been stirring it every few days to give it a heap of oxygen so the yeast can have a really good party. Come on have a look. The aroma it's giving off is divine. It's sweet, it's succulent, it's delicious, and I cannot wait to have a glass of this over winter because it is a fantastic winter's drink. So what we need to do now is rack it off, get rid of all those dates and the oranges and the lemon that's in there, and put all the liquid into a clean, sanitized, sterilized demijohn. So that's the project for now. Really simple to do. You want to grab yourself your clean demijohn and siphon or pour the liquid from the fermenter into your demijohn. Wherever I can, I try to siphon as much liquid out as I can because I never have much luck pouring liquid from a wide fermenter into a narrow neck demijohn, no matter what size funnel I use. And there it is. It's looking brilliant. It is a sticky toffee pudding colour, which is amazing. There are a few bits in there which came through the siphon, but that's not an issue at all. They will be racked out in time, they will sink to the bottom, and when I siphon it to help clear it and remove it from the sediments, those bits will come out. I'll tell you what, if you serve a glass of this on Christmas Day, as you serve your Christmas pudding, maybe even do a Christmas pudding wine as well, your guests will be most impressed with your creativity and your ability to serve them the pudding that they're eating in a wine glass as well. They will be astounded. This wine really is a cracker. The full recipe is written up on my website, so just follow the link down below in the description and it'll take you to my website where there's the recipe for this wine and many, many others. So the final step for this stage is to put your airlock into your demijohn and set the demijohn aside in a warm place for another month or so to carry on fermenting. Then in 4 to 6 weeks time, when it's finished fermenting completely, you want to set it aside in a cool place to clear. Then bottle and enjoy ready for Christmas. This wine will be fantastic by Christmas if you make it in the spring to early summer. However, it will improve drastically if you give it a full year to a year and a half to mature. But that's not essential. It's a great wine to be drinking young and early. Cool, that airlock is really bubbling well already. That is a fantastic sign that this wine is well and truly on the way to being brilliant. So if you've enjoyed this video, drop me a like and maybe check out this video up by here for another weird, wonderful, amazing wine recipe. I'll see you all soon. Have fun now.